Hiya! Welcome! Got a couple of albums to show you today on LP or vinyl or record, whatever you wish to call them. Two albums in here, both brand new and sealed, from WHSmith. So I really like WHSmith for things like records. They've got a surprisingly decent choice. I wouldn't say it's absolutely brilliant, you know, there's a lot of stuff, particularly older stuff, that you won't be able to find on there, but I think the prices are pretty reasonable. And with WHSmith having a lay-by option, it's a good way of getting a lot of records, you know, and not spending loads of money all at once. You know, you can split out the cost of them over 6 weekly installments. The two albums in here that I'm going to show you, one is adding to a collection that I've decided I'm going to focus on a little bit more currently, an existing collection. And the next one is from an artist who I've been wanting to start a collection for a long time now, and I believe I did even touch upon that in a recent Top of the Pops reaction. So if you didn't see that, then you'll have no idea what I'm talking about, but I'm going to get this open now and explain all, and show you the records as well, of course. So let me see, this looks like it's got a pull-apart tab on the mailer. There we have one of those sticky invoices, which I doubt I'll need again. Oh, yes. Yes. Right, so I'll show you this one first. If you've watched some of my recent record mail opening videos, you'll know that I've been adding to my Madonna collection. There was Madonna's debut album that was sent to me as part of a record trade by Geeky Heathen. Then soon after that, I decided to treat myself to the 2020 180 gram reissues of her Like a Prayer and Music albums, and it's really made me want to fill in some more gaps in this Madonna collection. And I looked on WHSmith to see what Madonna albums they had in stock, and the only one really that they had that I wanted to add to the collection, at least at this point, was this one here, and it is, I think, Madonna's 1994 album, Bedtime Stories. This is an interesting period in Madonna's career, this, because she'd kind of fallen out of favour somewhat in the early to mid-90s with the music press and critics, and I think some of the fans as well. I know the Erotica album, which I don't have, that's something I'm looking out for, which would have come out probably a couple of years before this one did. It kind of got mixed reviews, and I think a lot of people in the press at least were saying that Madonna was like sort of too raunchy for her own good. And I think Bedtime Stories is meant to be like a more of a kind of softer, or not back to basics approach from Madonna, but it's kind of her sort of trying to say, okay, look, this isn't going to be all about sort of sex and flesh. Damn. I can still write and perform, you know, love songs and stuff that's fitting in with the contemporary sounds of the time in the mid-90s. I will have heard at least a couple of the singles on here. The singles are advertising on this hype sticker here as Secret, Take a Bow, and Bedtime Story. It's an era of Madonna I'm not altogether familiar with, really. We see on the back, nice kind of monochrome image there of Madonna. I don't know how well received this album was. The one that followed this, the studio album that followed this, Ray of Light, did get really good reviews, and I had a couple of the singles on CD from that, and Ray of Light is an album that I do want to get into my Madonna collection. I've not seen it for a price I'm willing to pay yet, but I keep looking out for it. I thought for the price for this, it was, I think, probably $16.99 at WHSmith, and then I'm paying it off in installments as well. I thought, you know, I'll just take a punt on it because it's for the Madonna collection. If I'm going to be filling in all these gaps, eventually I'm going to want this anyway, and for all I know, I might end up really enjoying this album. I just can't really say for certain whether I think it'll be any good or not, because I wasn't really listening to Madonna around that point, sort of 1994, 95 point. I don't know, Secret, I think I remember that, but I think the other singles on here I just either never heard or they weren't particularly memorable. But I'm really happy to have got that. Bedtime Stories by Madonna, another one for the Madonna collection, and I think you may be seeing some more Madonna albums added to my collection in upcoming videos. Right, the next album, this is the one that I was really excited about. This is an artist, I've been a fan of his for quite a number of years, but I've never collected any of his music physically. I've got a few tracks digitally, but wanted to start collecting him physically. His debut album is the one I really wanted, because then that's like the era that I first got into him. I haven't found his debut album anywhere at a fairly reasonable price yet, but this is his latest album. I think it only came out 2021, so last year. And I'm talking about Andrew WK and his new album, or most recent album, God Is Partying. Andrew WK, American musician, singer, songwriter. He also plays piano. He does like this sort of really anthemic, catchy, I don't want to call it heavy metal, although I suppose technically you would class it as that. It's like sort of really melodic hard rock, and the fact that he plays piano in a lot of his stuff just really adds to that sort of overblown feel to it. Andrew WK is kind of considered a bit of a joke artist for a lot of years, and maybe still is, I don't know. You kind of think of him more as like a motivational speaker more than anything. I mean, I've followed him on social media for many years, and he's well known for his so-called party tips. Big hype sticker, by the way, one of the biggest ones I've seen for a while. I've not heard anything on here. Really, the first album, I Get Wet, that's the one I would have really liked to have added to my record collection today, but I've probably got to want to get more than one Andrew WK album as time goes on anyway, so I'll just start with this, and kind of similar to Madonna really, just take a punt on it really. Another reason that I was quite keen to get this is that I believe it's on coloured discs, or non-black discs, I believe. I'm trying to see if there's any clue about it on the hype sticker. It says heavyweight vinyl, deluxe gatefold sleeve, so if I want to save this hype sticker, I'm going to probably have to slip it under the gatefold protectors that I use. Complete lyrics, what does that say? I think it says something about a poster included. Doesn't say anything about it being coloured disc, so I'm wondering if WHSmith might have sent me the black vinyl rather than the other, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to get it open and we're going to have a look. So it's been a gatefold. There's no point me being too careful with this outer cellophane, but as I say, I do want to probably conserve this hype sticker. That's quite nifty. The Andrew WK logo is actually printed onto the cellophane. Makes it more of a shame to even open this than it already was, to be honest. Is this gatefold? I'm not sure this is gatefold, you know. It says it is, but that's strange. That they would advertise it as a gatefold sleeve, but it just seems to open like a normal one to me. So we've got a poster here, which I won't put up. Anything that comes with an album stays with an album. But I do like that. It's a nice poster. Yeah. If you're into posters and that sort of thing, then that's a nice little freebie there. Can I get this actual disc out? Yes, I think I can. So the moment of truth is this. Ah, it is. Yeah, look at that. White record. So yeah, I have got the right one. Weird how they wouldn't have advertised that on the hype sticker, because they've advertised everything else. The free poster, the fact there's lyrics included on the inner sleeve, it being 180 gram heavyweight vinyl as well. So God Is Partying is on white disc. Still puzzles me why they're calling this a gatefold, because it isn't. It's not, it's just a standard record. So that's a bit peculiar, that, but I'm not complaining, it doesn't matter to me. That means I can conserve this cellophane now, so I'm glad I didn't kind of tear that off really enthusiastically. Slip the poster back in as well. Actually, you know what, I think it is a gatefold, but both ends of the sleeve are open, but like you put the poster in one and the record in another, and it's usually when you take the cellophane off a gatefold sleeve, you have to take it all off, otherwise you can't open it very well. But whether it's been more by luck than judgment for me, I've just been able to just slit it at the sides here and treat it like a kind of standard 12-inch size record sleeve. But yeah, interesting. So I may still end up sticking this in a gatefold protector, in which case I will have to take the remaining cellophane off. But for now, I'm not going to worry about it. So that was Andrew WK, God Is Partying. I can't wait to listen to this, because as I say, this is an artist that I've been wanting to collect now for quite some time. And this is my jumping off point, as it were. So that is my purchases from WHSmith today. Andrew WK, his newest album, God Is Partying, from 2021, on white vinyl no less. And just on standard black disc, but reissued 2020 again, I think. 180-gram edition of the 1994 Madonna album, Bedtime Stories. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed this look at a couple of new record pickups from WHSmith. I want to say special thanks to my wonderful subscribers and generous patrons. Please see my Patreon link and my Facebook group link and lots of other interesting stuff as well, all down in the description text box. I'm going to go now, and I think as I've opened it, and I'm just really excited to hear it, I'm going to be listening to God Is Partying first. Really rate Andrew WK. I know he's probably not to everyone's taste, and probably some sort of rock music purists consider him a bit of a gimmicky act and not to be taken seriously, but hey, I just enjoy good quality catchy music, and Andrew WK really hits the spot for me in that respect. And I'm looking forward to listening to Bedtime Stories, a Madonna album that I've never listened to before, and even the singles on it I don't particularly remember. And I do hope that all of you will join me again next time for my next record collecting video. Cheers everyone. See ya!